Окей, всем привет! Сегодня мы решили взять тур по Торонто, все-таки прокатиться на опять автобусе хоп-он, хоп-офф. Сейчас немножко, сегодня вроде как солнышко, хорошо, но холодно, все равно холодно. Постараюсь поснимать. But we're on a bus tour again and around Toronto, hop-on, hop-off tour as we call today, but I will make some videos anyway.
Right back.
Всем привет! Hi everyone!
The Stanley Cup is at home at the moment. It's with the Chicago Blackhawks, if I'm not mistaken.
Сейчас мы направляемся. Which was St. Lawrence
wins the Stanley Cup. Each of that team's members gets to take the Stanley Cup building depending on it was Toronto's first skyscraper. It was constructed in 1892 and was the first flat iron building in North America.
Здание было построено в 1992 году, и это был самый первый небоскреб.
The private offices of George Godden, who ran the distillery district after he inherited it from his father. Our next stop is stop 19 for the St. Lawrence Market. If I'm not mistaken, St. Lawrence Market is phenomenal. Voted the #1 food market in the world by National
You can see it inside in one of my videos. Мы уже с вами были, помните, на этом базаре? Можете посмотреть в одном из моих видео. Сейчас мы направляемся в старый город, который называется Distill Area. Now we are going to the old town, which is called Distill Area. Distill District.
The street that we're currently moving along is called Front Street. And
было как бы производство, сейчас уже не производство, уже дома, которые производство, уже теперь магазины. This used to be industrial district. Now it's all turned into industrial buildings and turned into the companies.
Right here is one of the most historically significant sites on our tour for our relations with our United States friends. To our right here is the Big Wax Car Wash. That's where our Parliament buildings used to stand back just before the War of 1812, when we were still the British colony of Upper Canada. You see, our American neighbors to the south had just won their independence not too long before, and they decided to come up here and liberate our firearms from our armory and burn down our Parliament buildings.
Так, это Distillery District.
The Distillery District is the largest collection of Victorian-era industrial buildings in the world.
Здесь много магазинчиков и кафешек. Many shops and cafes.
In very good condition, actually. Often
in Ireland, as there were a lot of Irish settlers coming over in the 1840s, fleeing the potato famine. Didn't have very much money, so they enlisted the help of very wealthy brewer Enoch Turner.
Продолжаем наш
George Godden as well. Funded the construction of the first public school as well as the first church that didn't require membership fees. So on the left there, with the porches, is the Little Trinity Anglican Church. Little Trinity is actually the oldest surviving church in the entire city. Not the oldest congregation per se. That's just the only building that didn't manage to burn down. Now I'm going to be talking more about Toronto's extensive fire history in just a moment. For now, I just want to point out the wires above our heads. Now you can see up ahead on the left, a Toronto streetcar is going to be passing us. Now these wires power the streetcars and they're highly electrified. There's about 100 volts of electricity running through them. If you felt a desire to reach up and grab one, you would like to know why. And if you did, you have quite the story, but It was defined by the city of Toronto for every gold associated with the stolen government. Back to Toronto's extensive fire history. A couple of good stories coming up. Now we're going through old town Toronto. A lot of people
Сейчас мы подъезжаем к старому городу
Toronto.
Торонто.
Toronto is where are all the old buildings?
Это самое старое здание.
Got an excellent point. A lot of these buildings don't date back any earlier than the early 1900s. Now here in Toronto, we burned down quite a few historical buildings. We've actually managed to burn down the entire city, not once, but twice. Now,
Город горел два раза. Сгорал.
One man finished his cigarette, threw it into a pile of very dry hay, and before he knew it, he had set the entire town ablaze. He burned to a crisp, and then implemented something called the 2-bucket rule to prevent any such thing from happening again. Essentially, it was law to have 2 buckets of water inside your house at all times in case of fire. And another fire broke out in 1902. I'll give you 10,000 bus points if you can tell me the second flag. Any guesses?
Так, мы въезжаем в финансовый дистрикт, financial
If you
district.
do earn bus points later in the day, the redeemable
Они называют это All Street, Северный All Street.
Unless you already have one, then you can just collect the bus points. The King Edward Hotel was built about 110 years ago, and was designed by E.J. Lennox, the man who essentially built Toronto. He built a lot of our historical buildings, including Casa Loma, Old City Hall. The King Edward Hotel is also known for being a very haunted location. It was built in an old hanging ground, so if you were convicted of a felony back in the day, you were likely to be hanged. Now, you could be hanged for something as slight as humming Yankee Doodle. So if you know that song, if you're from the States, for example, you might remember that one. So be careful what you're humming under your breath. Not here in Toronto, you never know. We're coming up the road to the financial district, home to all the major bank buildings of Canada. If you look off to the left there, you'll see the archway for CIBC. Look through the glass, you went to the chandelier of Commerce Court. Canadian International Bank of Commerce. Across the road on the right is Scotiabank, Bank of Nova Scotia. Back over on the left, those black towers are of the TD Centre, Toronto Dominion Bank. And a good example of hybrid architecture, as you can see the old Toronto Stock Exchange.
Это, видите, золотое здание? Оно сделано из настоящего золота.
Now, down the road, you'll see
Окна
an old shimmering
вкраплено
building.
золото в окна. Senate Golden Building
Now,
has
this
gold
building shimmers with gold because it is
in,
quite literally made with gold.
in the
$1
windows.
million worth of 24-karat gold chemically baked into those window panels. Now, RBC said that it was a great insulator, so apparently it saved them on their heating and electricity costs. But of course, the clientele of RBC was shaking their fists, saying, why are we just heating so much? If you want to right in front of us, through the front of the bus, you can see a brown stone building with a beautiful clock tower. Now, the bells of this building rang for the first time January 1st, 1900. To ring in the blue along the street. You keep on going. If you go to the right on Church Street, you'll
Saint
find
Michael
the
госпиталь, насколько я поняла, как-то гид сказала, что здесь бесплатно примут любого, кому нужна помощь. Здесь также много церквей.
The Methodist and Presbyterian churches joined together to become one united church. Inside you'll find the largest pipe organ in all of Canada. There's pipes as large as his bust, and it swallows a pencil, and apparently there's only one little lady who knows how to play it in Toronto, and she is half octopus. When she does play, the music fills up the whole street. It's absolutely beautiful, so we do hope she's teaching someone at this point. It would be a shame to lose that. The next church we're coming up to is St. Michael's Catholic Cathedral. You can already see the steeple poking out at the top of those trees on the right. St. Michael's gets its name from the hospital across the road, as the nuns at the hospital were the ones to found the church. St. Michael's is known for its choir school just around the corner, and St. Michael's Boys Choir is quite internationally renowned. Now, they actually perform internationally. Performers will be projected evenly across the entire auditorium.
Massey Hall.
Because of its great acoustics, a lot of artists will choose to record live albums here. If you've ever heard Neil Young live at Massey Hall, it was recorded in that very building. Massey Hall was constructed in 1894. Art Massey was the name behind the place. He had two requests. He said anyone who can afford to rent out this building can absolutely...
Это все длится Итан.
The doors from the mall
Магазин
open
Итан шоппинг центр.
to take a shortcut through the mall at any point of the day. You can absolutely do so, but they do have security patrol, and so we're thinking about skipping the hotel.
Огроменный магазин, видите, снаружи какой здоровый. Можно с одного конца до другого конца доехать на метро. You can go from one metro station from one side to go to another metro station.
This is where I conclude my tour. The next loop is going to be housed by my friend Brendan downstairs, and he's hilarious. So you're going to love it. If you're sticking around, we'll see you.
On our left is the Toronto Region Center, and it stretches all the way up to Dundas Street, just north of us here. Toronto Region Center, the largest urban shopping mall in Canada, and the largest shopping mall in the country. Four stores and 6 blocks of the wine shopping experience. Also a fantastic urban eatery in the basement where they use real dishware, disposable dishware, to reduce waste. Now with that, we've come back to stop number 1, which is the conclusion of my leg of the tour. Thank you, you've been a wonderful audience. We'll be taking a 15-minute break here, so you can get out, walk around, take some pictures, and then Adam will be taking over for me.
Так, мы начинаем снова нашу поездку от центра Иден. Йонджи улица. Это самая длинная улица в мире. Я поняла. Okay, so we started our trip from Eden Center again. And Yonji, the longest street in the world. Or maybe just in America. No, from America.
Also, please do not stick arms or legs or heads or cameras or babies out the side of the bus. Also, very dangerous and irresponsible parenting. Right now, if you were to travel to the right down Wellesley Street, you could find your way to Church and Wellesley. Church and Wellesley is the center of our... Take that, San Francisco! That's right, San Franners. We got huge parade. We're actually hosting World Pride next year. Looks like we're making a quick stop here. Are you guys hopping on? Stop number 4? Yeah. Alright, so we do have a stop request for number 4. Young and Isabella.
Yeah. What does that mean? It just means we're confused all the time as to what is actually legal. So this store, not being allowed to sell you marijuana, will sell you everything else related to it. It's a cannabis culture shop. So they'll sell you beautiful vases with bouquets. They'll sell you quote-unquote tobacco pipes. And a very large variety of small, thin papers, which I assume you use to write very small, thin books. And all the gardening supplies your heart could desire. Out to the right, Postal Station F. No longer a postal station, this hybrid architecture building is a McDonald's, a Starbucks, and a Botox beauty tanning salon, making Postal Station F the least healthy building in the entire city. We're now heading through a bit of a residential area here.
Самый дорогой район Торонто. Магазины здесь самые дорогие находятся. Известными брендами. The most expensive brands on the street.
However, the low-end stores just said, we're huge, we can still pay the rent. People are going to want to shop here more anyway. So essentially, the high-end stores raised their own rent and got a very slippery sidewalk in the winter. It's granite, my friends. Think about how slippery a kitchen counter can get. Put a bit of water on it. It's made of granite. Our next stop is stop number 6. Stop 6 is for the Royal Ontario Museum and the Yorkville area. Is anyone hopping off at stop number 6? Nope. On your right, the Church of the Redeemer. This was the first church in Canada. We all saw that.
Первая церковь, в которой сыграли свадьбу геи однополой пары. The first church where the gays
Here is the Royal Ontario Museum. The
one of the pretty museum.
North America's top 5 museums.
Это музей.
Built in 1914, it has a new glass facade out front. Built in 2007, called the Michael Lee Chin Crystal.
Кристалл. Очень современное здание, такой дизайн. Ультра модный, современный. Ultra modern design.
The crystal is the entrance to the gift shop and galleries. So you'll find dinosaur bones there, ancient Egyptian mummy, and a lot of world cultural history. It's just amazing, especially in Mesopotamia right now. A lot of artifacts from between the Tigris and the Euphrates. On the left-hand side, Varsity Arena, home to the University of Toronto.
Здесь находится большой университет Торонто.
Now this is the kind of football we play in North America. We play with our hands, and they love their academia. They have 12 Nobel Prizes to their name. They invented insulin, the electron microscope, the G4 suit, which was the prototype for the NASA spacesuit. They even proved the existence of black holes, making me extremely frightened with every single thing that makes University of Toronto. On the head to the left-hand side, we have UTS, the University of Toronto Schools. This building on your left is a private high school, going from grade 7 up to grade 12, so everything preparing you for university. Public high school in Ontario costs $0 a year, while this private high school will cost you just under $23,000 a year.
$23,000 в год стоит обучение.
Yeah. They do offer a 98% guarantee that your child, upon graduation, will get into any university in the world. They also offer a 100% guarantee that you need 1,000 people to sign on to this venture. They didn't have 1,000 people.
Северная часть Торонто. This is north part of Toronto. Это было когда-то деревней, отдельно как город. There was separate like a town, a village before. Присоединен к Торонто, потому что они были построены на могилах здесь на кладбище, и у них не было как бы хорошей воды, поэтому пришлось присоединиться к Торонто. So it's just saying it was buildings were built on the graves, and they didn't have clean water, so they had to join Toronto.
About 2 times the amount of drinking water they would have needed anyway.
Сейчас мы подъезжаем, это Casa Loma. We are getting close to the Casa Loma.
Talk about a stiff drink, right? Alright.
I think that's the area where rich people used to live. По-моему, здесь в этом районе как бы богатые люди должны были жить.
Our next stop will be
О, здесь очень
Casa
дорого
Loma.
арендовать домики.
And as with
I
any
think it's very
castle, we
expensive
must
to rent
first
houses
go on
from
our quest. And our quest is traversing and surviving the Bridge of Peace, the lowest bridge in the tour, the decapitator, the bridge of warfare. That day, so please invite all my friends in.
Так, там у нас за кустами остался замок Касса-Лома.
Or dress up like knights and have
Там
a
снимали
battle.
также кино X-Men.
So on your left, you see the
Также,
vast
если
gardens
хотите
of Casa Loma.
праздновать свою свадьбу, там
What I love about
нужно
this
ждать
here is
3
all the leaves are
года.
coming off the trees, and you can actually get a view of the
You have
castle
to,
as
if
you
you want to
drive
marry
by
in
on
this
this
castle,
side.
you have to wait up to
During the
3
summer,
years.
you usually don't get a very
And
good
also
view
it
of
makes
the
X-Men in
castle
this
because the thick foliage that protects it at this side. It's a good word, foliage. Smell of dollar store.
Едешь опять же по этой деревне, возвращаемся. We're back from this village again.
A lot of Toronto families live in this area.
Это дорогой район, в основном студенты снимают.
Who's a Val, Sherlock Holmes, time traveler's wife, and of course she was Regina George in Mean
вот
Girls,
теперь гид
one of
говорит,
the
что здесь
greatest cinematic pieces of all time.
Звезды.
Mike Myers lives in this area.
Здесь очень так дорого жить, поэтому студенты по кучками живут, снимают, конечно, между собой.
Former Canadian Governor General Adrian Clarkson.
Раскидывают деньги.
And our next stop along the route is stop number 8. For stop number 8. Anyone for stop number 8. Stop 8 is bring you to
Все домики увидели в собственном стиле. It's one style house. Хотите жить в домах с привидениями? Всего на Ливии ты house to the coast. This area.
So you see a lot of these beautiful annex-style houses here. We actually took 3 of these annex-style houses and linked them together with a large patio network and created the largest bar in Toronto. It's coming up on the left-hand side. You'll see a parking lot. And on the other side of it, 3 banners linked together with a sign that says Madison Pub. This pub can fit over 2,000 people on the inside.
2000 человек может вместиться в доме.
It has 150 taps for beer.
150 кранчиков пива.
And well used by the students in this area who call it the Maddie. And we tour guides jokingly refer to it